SGT Discovery Kids, and welcome back to GNN, where every week we keep you informed on what God is teaching us in His Word. I'm Miss Jessica.
And I'm Mr. Hattie. We've been studying the family of Abraham, but today we're going to focus on a man that God spoke to who was not a member of Abraham's family. His name was Job. God used Job to teach us an important lesson about who he is and shows us more about his wisdom.
That's right. Up until now, we have been learning how God set the family of Abraham aside to reveal himself to them and teach the world of his goodness through them. God also spoke to other people in the world as well. One man that honored God and tried his best to live rightly before him was Job.
One day, even though Job was trying his absolute best to do the right thing, he was tested and had to face many trials. He lost everything he had and everyone he loved. He questioned why these things happened to him, even though he was doing the right thing. He thought that bad things should never happen to good people.
Job's friends came to comfort him, but instead of bringing Job comfort, they just tried to blame Job for the bad things that happened to him. They too thought that Job must have done something wrong, even though Job kept saying he was innocent. Even Job's wife didn't comfort him. She said to blame God, but Job knew that God's ways are higher than ours, and even though he was suffering for doing nothing wrong, he never sinned against God.
God eventually spoke to Job, and he explained to him that sometimes things happen that don't make sense to us. God allows things to happen that we don't always understand because he operates with a higher wisdom than even the wisest person in the world. Even when things don't make sense, we need to trust God, that he is working for our good when we can't even see it.
God restored Job and gave him more than he ever had. God showed Job that he is faithful and trustworthy. God also shows us that he is faithful and that his wisdom is higher than ours when we read the story of Job. We're going to learn more about that now in the Verse of the Week with Mr. Hattie.
Thanks, Miss Jessica. This week's verse is found in Job chapter 38, verse 4a. God is speaking to Job and he says, "Where were you when I laid the foundation of the earth?" God knew that Job was a righteous man. He knew that Job was going through a hard time. He loved Job and wanted to bless him. But first he needed to show Job that even though Job didn't understand what was happening, God was in control. God's wisdom is greater than ours. He formed the very world we live in and can be trusted to make the right decision even when we don't understand. Well, that's all for the verse of the week. And now to our Animal of the Week segment with Miss Jessica.
Thanks, Mr. Hattie. This week's animal is all around us, but rarely seen. It lives in cities under the ground. Do you know what it is? That's right, it's the ant. Ants are found all over the world. Ants can lift 20 times their body weight. Ants build cities under the ground and have complex societies with special roles for different members. Some people have ant farms at home and keep ants as pets. Ants are known for being hard workers, and we have all seen an anthill destroyed by kids playing or by the rain when it falls. Ants never give up. They keep rebuilding their home again and again to make sure that their colony has what they need to survive. In the same way, Job kept trusting God again and again, even when things didn't make sense. Job knew that God was good and that his ways are higher than our own. Take some time this week as a family to consider God's goodness and again be thankful that we can put our trust in him, even when things don't make sense. Well, that's all for the Animal of the Week, and now back to our newsroom.
Well, that wraps up things for us here on the Gospel News Network. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again right here next week. God bless you, and remember, be blessed.
And be a blessing.